When your cardigan is finished, it is time to put on the belt loops. So that will be on each side of the cardigan. So this is where the waist is here. You can see my increases were worked here. There's actually quite a clear line down the middle of the side seam, and you can also actually see where it changes. So the decreases were happening down to here. This is the straight section where you had your waist, and then your increases happen here. Now, I've also, because I had a set amount, I had measured from the bottom of the cardigan up to here was approximately 8.75. So 8.75. So that's actually, here, let me pull it up so you can see it more clearly. I'm just measuring right down from the bottom, 8.75. Pretty much down to here. So what we're going to do is at this point here, pick up 3 stitches. I'm going to use my smaller needle, and then we're just going to do 1 by 1 ribbing, working back and forth for a few rows until we reach the number of rows we want to cover this, which for us is going to be, we do the first 2 rows and then you repeat those 2 rows 4 more times. So 10 rows in total should do it. Bind off the stitches and then you'll sew the top of it up here. So it's just going to create a loop to be able to put your belt through. So this is kind of a tricky one here, picking up a knit through the work. I'm actually going to take this marker off because I think it'll be easier without it. But basically, I'm going to just double check here. This is where I increase here. This is the first stitch. So to do it, what I'm actually going to do, you can either pull the yarn all the way through. Let me show you a few different ways of doing it, where I can hold my yarn through the bottom, underneath here, and basically pick up a knit through it. Or you can also do, I actually think that's going to be a bit messy. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to do the left leg of 1 stitch here. So I'm going to take just this leg, one side of the leg of the stitch here, hold my yarn, and knit into it. And I think that's going to be the easiest way for most people to do. Then I'm going to leave the next leg of this, keep along on the straight line, and do this leg here. Going to end up with the final one here. Just going to pick up this leg here. So that is 3 stitches picked up for us along here. You can see they're nice and secure. If you don't want to do it this way, you can also just create the bent loop and sew it in on both sides. I'm going to turn around now, and it's just 1 by 1 ribbing. So we're going to start with just a purl stitch, knit stitch, purl stitch on the wrong side row, turn around to the right side row, and we're going to do knit, purl, knit. It's just going to be try and untwist everything here. It'll be a knit, a purl, and a knit. So I'm going to continue on with this and go up for another 8 rows, and then we'll bind those off. And then I'll just show you how I seam the top end of it in place there. Here's my little belt loop. All of those stitches were bound off. So to finish off, I'm going to lie it flat like this, and then very carefully just join the 2 ends together. So I'll go into this one along here and match it up with a stitch along here. Just doing mattress stitch to join the top and the bottom together. Do this for the next one here. Do this for the central stitch in here, which was a purl stitch on this side. So it's harder to get into. So you got to go right into the loops to actually get hold of that purl stitch. And the final one up here, where we're going to go up here and join the final knit stitch. So you've got 3 stitches that you were working with, so you want to join all 3 stitches to the other side. So once you've got it joined in and it's nice and snug, you can then just bring that yarn to the wrong side and weave it in as you go. So the stitches will even out nicely once you block it, because 3 stitches isn't going to look very even to start with, but this belt loop will make a big difference in being able to keep your belt in position, and it means you can wear the belt even when it's open, even tie behind it, things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other side now as well.